Well, hello there, and welcome back to Coffee Break Blogging, episode 52, where we're going to be continuing on our journey to creating a blog-based information business on the internet. Now, what we are doing at this stage in our ongoing series here is we're moving on to stage 2 of the 7 stages of creating our online business. In this one, we're talking all about the various steps of getting our platform set up. And today, we're going to be talking a little bit about SEO, specifically how to SEO our blog post. Now, I know SEO is a pretty big topic among bloggers. A lot of bloggers tend to think quite a bit about SEO, actually. And I've gotten asked many times what I do for SEO, but here's the thing. I want to start off this entire episode by saying that I believe in the 80-20 rule when it comes to SEO. Now, if you're not familiar with the 80-20 rule, it's pretty simple. It basically means that 80% of your results are going to come from 20% of your efforts. So basically, the whole idea of the 80-20 rule is that you concentrate on the things that give you the highest leverage, because you can get the most results, usually with certain things that require not a lot of effort, but get you most of the way there. So how do we apply that to SEO? Well, basically, SEO is a very big, potentially very big topic, and you can go as deep into that thing as you want to, but quite frankly, it's like going deep into a big pit of mud. It's not something that I think that you should spend a hell of a lot of time on. I think you should get the basics in place, spend a little bit of time on every blog post to do some basic SEO on it, and then move on. I think you should write for human beings, not write for search engine spiders. That's the really big thing. If you write for people and you write things that they're going to find immensely valuable, then they're going to go out and share it on social media, and they're going to help spread the word for you naturally. And that's what you want to happen. And in fact, when they do that, it helps your search engine rankings quite a bit. So you don't need to stress quite as much about keywords and things like that. But I'm not going to say it's totally unimportant. It's not. So let's go into a few things that you specifically want to look for on your blog post to SEO it according to the 80-20 rule. Now, first of all, the whole thing starts with picking a target keyword. Now, I don't go out there and do a ton of keyword research for a blog post. I don't let keyword research dictate what I write. I write stuff that I know my audience needs and wants. And it's because I'm constantly getting feedback from my audience, so I know what they're looking for. The other thing is that I have an editorial calendar planned out in advance, so I will write according to what I had on the agenda. So usually my picking of a keyword is more like I already know what I'm going to write about, and then I come in there and I go, okay, what would somebody most likely enter into Google if they were looking for an article like this? And that's the first question that I ask myself. So I'll come up with a little keyword, or usually a keyword phrase. It'll maybe be 2 or 3 words long. And then I'll go and I'll enter it into Google, and I'll literally see what comes up. The other thing I'll do is that as I'm entering it into Google, I will actually look at the Google Suggest, where the little drop down comes down automatically, and it'll suggest certain things automatically that you could search for. Those are interesting because that's stuff that's Google telling you what other people are searching for related to what you just typed in. So if I were writing a blog post about blog headlines or something, I might put in blog headlines and literally see what the Google Suggest function gives me. The other thing you could do is go, and if you have access to a keyword research tool, you can go ahead and use that and just see what other things are coming up in terms of your entering in the keyword phrase that comes to mind for you, and then looking at what comes up in the keyword tool in terms of long tail keywords. And long tail keywords just basically means more specific, typically longer keyword phrases. Now, the only thing you're looking for there is that maybe you want to write about topic X, and you're going to, but the thing is, if you phrase it in a particular way, maybe it will get a little bit more organic search reach. So sometimes the keyword research tools can help you with that. But at the end of the day, I don't want to dive too deep here into the keyword research, because I think that you need to determine what you're going to write about based on what your audience is telling you that they want, not because you think, oh, I've got an opportunity to rank for that particular keyword. I don't personally think that that's the right way to go about it. Now, once you've got a target keyword in mind, the first things you want to do is you want to optimize your post title and what's called your slug. And the slug is basically just the permalink. So in WordPress, right underneath the area where you type in your headline, you'll have an area where you can control the URL of that blog post. And I think that you should optimize both of those so that your keyword or your keyword phrase appears in that headline at least one time. Well, I should probably say only one time, because if you repeated it over and over again, that would be kind of stupid. Now, when it comes to the headline, the thing is, you don't want to sacrifice the performance of that headline by trying to keyword stuff it. You don't want to say, well, I have to get my keyword phrase into this headline, so therefore it's going to be a little bit more of a boring headline. I have a blog post over on the Blog Marketing Academy, and it's not even very old. It's in the archives there, but it's all about headline swipe files and the best way to create blog headlines. And basically, I think you should check it out over at blogmarketingacademy.com. But it's more important that you actually write a really compelling headline that's going to get the clicks than it is for you to stuff your keyword into it. But that being said, it is ideal that you put your keyword phrase into the headline and into your slug, into your URL. Now, you also want to put it inside of your content, obviously. Now, don't keyword stuff it. Don't go out of your way to put that keyword phrase into your article a certain number of times or anything. Don't write like a freaking robot. It's just stupid. Write naturally, write as you would normally write or as you would normally speak, okay? And if you're talking about a topic, naturally, you're probably going to mention it a few times. Done deal. That's all you got to do. The next thing is your meta description. Now, there's most SEO plugins, and I'll mention what I use here in a bit, will give you an area where you can control the meta tags or the meta description for the blog post. Now, the meta description, it's debatable these days on whether it really matters that much in terms of your ranking, but it does control how the result displays in the search engine when it comes up. So it is important that you define that meta description so it actually looks correct and actually entices people to click when they search and they see your post coming up in Google. So it is important. And I think that you should put your keyword phrase obviously inside that meta description. It will only help. Now, when it comes to images that you put in your blog post, there are a few things that you can do here. First of all, you can assign the alt tags on the image. Now, when you insert the image inside of WordPress, you'll have a few little fields come up like description and caption and stuff, but one of them is your alt tag, like alternative text. That's where it comes from, the alt tag. Basically, this is a little piece of text that will show up in the browser if something happens to the image or if the browser is not able to load the image for some reason. Now, here's the thing. The search engine cannot tell what the image is of typically, but they can tell what the alt tag is because it's a piece of text and they can scan it. And so when you have your keyword phrase as the alt tags on the image, it will help with your rankings. The other thing that can help is literally to rename the image file to have the keyword phrase inside the image name. So for example, if I'm writing about blog headlines again, and I have some image that's just, maybe I took a screenshot of something on my Mac and literally the name of the file is like screenshot blah, 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 I would obviously go and I would rename that file from screenshot blah, blah, blah to maybe blog headlines.png, something like that. So literally the file name itself contains the keyword phrase. And then once you do those two things, insert the image right into your blog post, and that can help. Now, here's another thing that you can do with your blog post, and that is to internal link to your own pages and your own post. So what I mean is you might want to include 2 or 3 relevant links inside the post that you're about to publish to other posts that you've already published on your site. It helps with SEO. It comes across as very natural. The other thing too is that when you use the built-in linker for WordPress, it's going to include the full title of that blog post as the title of the link. So therefore, it's going to help with SEO on that other blog post. So you should definitely do that. The other thing is you want to link out to pages. Yes, you can actually improve your SEO by linking to other sites that are not your own. Now, specifically, what I mean here is that you should link to them if they are authority sites. Authority sites are like big news sites, well-known brands. Wikipedia would be an authority site. So link out to some of these things. Now, don't do it excessively. Just do it when it makes sense. But the thing is, it is the way the internet naturally works. And when Google is going and scanning your post, they're going to be looking for signs that you are an authority post on that particular topic. And when you're linking to other known authority sites, it's a sign of authority for yourself as well. So it is important. You want to link out to maybe a couple authority sites or a related blog post on authority blogs that will help you, yes, with your own SEO for that blog post. Now, one little tip there is that when you link out to an external site, make sure that that link opens up in a new window. Don't make it open up in the same window because you literally just sent them away from your site, and that wasn't very smart. So have it open up in a new window so that it will open up in a different tab and your site will remain open. Now, the plugin that I use for this is very simple. It's simply called the WordPress SEO plugin, and it's done by Yoast. Yoast. Very good plugin, totally free. Go search for it and install it. Now, the cool thing about this is that when you pick that target keyword that you're going to use for this blog post, you can enter that target keyword, and then the WordPress SEO plugin will literally walk you through optimizing your blog post, and it will assign you little color codes. So basically, once you turn it green by saying, well, you need to enter your keyword phrase into your meta description and make sure it shows up in your blog post. And once you do enough of those things and check the thing off, the little light will turn green. And I think once you get it green, you're fine. You just done 80-20 SEO, and I think you're perfectly fine. You can move on to your next task. Okay? Now, one thing I recommend to yourself with all of this is set up a checklist for yourself. This is not something that you should be spending a hell of a lot of time on. You should be making really high quality content, not spending all your time trying to figure out how to game the Google spiders. Okay? So make a little checklist for yourself on some of the things we've talked about in this episode and just put it next to your computer or something. And then next time you're about to hit a blog post, you just take 5 minutes or so and just rip through that checklist and get that SEO done for the post before you schedule or publish that post, okay? So that is a really quick overview of how to SEO individual blog posts on your site. Hopefully you found that helpful. I will see you on episode 53 coming up in a few days here on Coffee Break Blogging. Thanks again for listening. Oh, once again, if you are finding these episodes valuable, I would highly appreciate it if you would jump over into iTunes and leave a quick review, okay? Helps me expose this to more people, helps expand the community, and that's only going to help you because it will help, with new ideas for content, new things that we can do here on the show when more people are listening. Okay? So again, thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you next time.